Why would the Saints do this?
That's the question, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like they – now, I don't think they're doing this to have a guy that can develop quietly behind the scenes. I think this is a move to get a couple of impact players now or it's a stepping stone toward making a move up to get a quarterback.
Right.
Since Jameis Winston may not be their long-term answer.
I mean, the first place my brain went to, Mike, was when teams make these type of trades, it's usually for something, in particular, like you've talked about. Like it's for a player or at least a position that they're looking at. And that's where I don't know exactly what the Saints are doing. Obviously, I don't. But the two things that come to my mind, the first one being, is there a top-tier player that they're looking to make a trade and get up, a significant amount of spots here? Is there a quarterback they think might fall, to 12 or 13 or be in the 8 or 9 range, and now this gives them the ammunition to get there? That was where my brain went first, Mike. So that's where, but I don't know. I mean, what do you think there? And if I feel like if they were going to do that, why not try to trade with the team maybe a little higher? I mean, I know they need the assets, and the Philadelphia Eagles had the picks, but I guess that's where I'm a little confused about what they're trying to do there.
But you're right. Usually when you talk about making a trade up, and that's essentially what they did. They gave up future assets and current assets to move up to get that selection in the top 20. Usually it's for a player, or it's not just to have it. It's not just to have it.
Right.
Hey, you know what? We decided we've got 1 first-round pick. We've decided we just kind of like to have 2. Well, why? I don't know. We just wanted to have 2.
Yeah, right.
There is a strategy for it. They've done the math. They've done the mock drafts internally. We know that teams do them with every possible permutation.
Right.
What guys do we think are going to be there with those 2 picks that we have? Do we want those are the 2 guys we want? We've run it every way possible, and we keep coming back to no matter who the first 15 guys are off the board.
Yep.
The way that it falls after that, we will be thrilled with the 2 guys we get. Or this is a stepping stone to stepping in front of maybe the Carolina Panthers at 6. Panthers all juiced up about maybe getting a quarterback at 6. Maybe there's a quarterback that the Saints decide they really like. And with Sean Payton out of the mix, Sean Payton wasn't a Deshaun Watson guy. The Saints became Deshaun Watson focused. And now maybe there's other guys that Payton wasn't all that thrilled about. But now that the folks who are there are doing their evaluation, they're like, we kind of like Malik Willis, or we kind of like Kenny Pickett, or playing in the dome. Don't got to worry about the tiny little hands on Kenny Pickett. So I feel like that you just don't do this haphazardly. There's a broader play here. And it's either we think we're going to get 2 guys we really love where we are, or we think we're going to slap these 2 together and we're going north to get a guy we really love.
Right. I said I thought there was 2 things. We hit the first one, maybe the player, the quarterback, and all that, right? Now, to what you're saying, like Panthers, well, what's it going to take to trade up to get up there now? I mean, hey, New Orleans gave up a lot yesterday just to get the extra pick in the first round, get 2 picks from the Philadelphia Eagles. How many more first-round picks are you going to trade to move up to get a quarterback or jump the Falcons or jump the Carolina Panthers? And that's where I kind of stop, because as I go down that road, I go, there's not a quarterback in this draft to start trading 3 and 4th round future first rounders for, at least not in my opinion. And I think that would probably be a consensus around the NFL. I mean, again, we've talked about this class. This is not a class that blows anybody away. I mean, I don't think most people, Kenny Pickett might be the number 1 quarterback, but nobody looks at him as the guy that had the highest ceiling. So that kind of tells you. So when I think about it that way, I go, wait, then that doesn't make sense. Or they're going to give up the whole farm for this crew right here? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they believe in one. I kind of came to what you came to, Mike, that the Saints are a team that's kind of in a rebuild, retool mode. They have more than 2 needs on their football team. They do. But I think what you do in securing yourself, what I just want to make sure I get these right, picks 15 and 19. Let's look 16. At the Saints. Yeah, oh, sorry. They need, 16, sorry. They need A pass rusher, Cam Jordan's coming to the end of the career. Marcus Davenport, he's getting at the end of his rookie contract. We know wide receivers definitely in need, and we don't know the current status of Michael Thomas. Even if Michael Thomas is back and all systems go, they need a receiver. And then the other thing is they just lost Teron Armstead, and they got some other guys kind of, getting up there too, to where I would think they're thinking about retooling offensive line. And that's where I kind of go back to what you think, Mike. Like pick 16 and 19, you're pretty much assured through doing the mock drafts and figuring things out that you're going to be able to address two of those three spots on your team. If not another spot I'm not talking about. Those are, to me, the three most glaring needs. But I think that would be the logic, I guess, if I was them, and I think we're onto something there.
It shows the urgency that we've got to help make this team better now. We've got to make an impact now. And there's an opening for the Saints in the NFC.
Yeah.
With the migration of talent, veteran talent at least, from the NFC to the AFC, and a sense that the Rams and the Buccaneers are the top two teams in the conference, the Saints have swept the Buccaneers in the regular season 2 straight years. The Saints can compete with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They beat them when Sean Payton wasn't available due to a COVID positive, and Dennis Allen slid into the head coaching spot and shut out the Buccaneers. So, yeah, we need impact players now. We need guys who can play now, and we think that we're going to get, at 16 and 19, 2 guys who can address immediate needs and make us better.
Right.
Unless they are. Hey, when you mentioned the Falcons, I mean, that's what – you got 2 teams in your division.
I know.
That are looking at quarterbacks.
Right.
And and look, no one's going to get a billboard outside of their team facility that tells us this. If the Saints have fallen in love with one of these guys, I think back to the Patrick Mahomes example. The Saints kept their cards close to the vest about Mahomes. The Chiefs kept their cards close to the vest about Mahomes. The draft experts didn't know to put Mahomes as the best quarterback in the draft, as the top quarterback to go, or at least the top quarterback that should go. Maybe if they had, the Bears would have said, we're looking at this Trubisky guy.
Chris Sims did. Chris Sims put him there.
Well, but that's good. And they should have listened to you. They should have listened to you. Yeah. What a different world it would be if Patrick Mahomes was a Bears quarterback. Yeah. But maybe they're I can't rule it out because of the fact that you got the Panthers at 6 who are desperate for a quarterback, and they can't lure an established franchise quarterback to go there, and the Falcons at number 8 who gave up Matt Ryan for a lukewarm bowl of soup, and they're going to go forward with Marcus Mariota, or at least they want us to think that, and surely that's not their plan. So if you can jump both of them. And maybe they've already talked to Joe Shane, the Giants GM. What's it going to take to get you to give up the 5th pick? Well, I'd like to have a couple picks. I'd like to have 2 first-rounders. Well, we'll give you next year's. No, I want 2 this year. Okay, we'll go get one. But we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. And we won't know because here's the thing. If you are the Saints, you don't move up to 5.
Definitely not.
Until 5 is on the clock.
Right.
Because if you move up to 5 now, then the Panthers or the Saints go to 4.
Yes.
That's why when you're going for a specific player, you wait until the team that you're doing the deal with is on the clock. If you do it prematurely, you're blowing your opportunity to possibly get that guy, because then you get leapfrogged by whoever else wants him instead.
I hear you. I mean, the logic, I get that totally. I do. I do wonder what it's going to take. I think if you're talking about like the scenario you threw out there, the Giants at 5, those 2 first-rounders, and probably going to have to throw something else in there as well, for the New Orleans Saints to move up that far. So, again, that's where I just look at it and go, wait. I mean, again, I'm never going to be mad at a team for falling in love for a guy, a quarterback, and saying this is our guy. But, wow, I would say wow, because I just go, there's not that guy this year. They're just not, and that's what would surprise me. So I am very intrigued by what the Saints are doing. But my heart of hearts, I want to say they're doing what you're talking about, that they look at, hey, we're kind of close. We're still kind of good. We're not giving up. We're not rebuilding. Let's address, 2 of our 3 biggest needs there before pick 20 and, retool our team and go from there. That's where I kind of look at it, rather than – oh, okay, we're going to trade away all these future assets with a team that's got a lot of players that are getting up there in age, so now we don't have the assets to replace them, to get a quarterback that, just about everybody would tell you, all these quarterbacks, they're not in the same class as the group last year for the most part. I think that's how a lot of people view them around the NFL. So that'll be the interesting thing to me, unless there's some other player they've evaluated that they like, that they feel like they can jump up on. And that, to me, would be a pass rusher or some sort of left tackle if they just had, this amazing grade or evaluation. But interesting move yesterday, and certainly one you don't see a whole lot in the NFL when it comes to the draft.
Let's remember this, too. What were the Saints doing a couple of weeks ago? Who were they trying to get? They were trying to get Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So quarterback is clearly on their mind.
Sure.
They could have re-signed Jameis Winston without even starting down the Deshaun Watson path. But Winston was clearly the fallback to Deshaun Watson.
Clearly.
Watson was the guy they wanted. And we saw what the Browns gave up to get Deshaun Watson. We know it was not going to be easy to get Deshaun Watson away from the Texans. So you already have the Saints who were willing. They've stretched the rubber band, is my point.
Yeah,
They've already stretched the rubber band when it comes to giving up a lot of assets to go get a quarterback. So if there is a quarterback that they really love and they're not going to tell us, they've already opened the wallet. They've already stretched that rubber band. They're already in the process, potentially, of making that move.
I hear you.
And now they've got 16, 19, and what else does Joe Shane want? We don't know, but maybe they do. And look, it all hinges on, I assume, the guy they really want being there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so the deal may not, hey, Joe, sorry, Joe. Our guy's not there, or we would do it. But I just think it's worth keeping an eye on that, given that you've got the Panthers and the Falcons so hot and heavy on a quarterback this year. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, 3 weeks before the draft, here are the Saints with 2 first-round picks between 15 and 20.
No, I think a lot of people around the league, myself included, I mean, there's, we're all going, maybe the quarterback. Let's file that away. The other team you got to worry about, you said Atlanta and Carolina, Seattle's in that market too. They're sitting there at number 9. So maybe there's a worry there. I don't know. Either way, it was an intriguing move, interesting, weird. I don't want to say weird, and I don't want to say stupid, but just weird in the fact where you don't see a trade like this go down to acquire middle of the first round picks very often. I can't remember one like this. I understand what the Eagles did. I get that. You're a player in 2 drafts. You got an extra first rounder next year. You moved up, 93 picks in the third round this year. So from their standpoint, that was to me, an easy deal. We'll take it. The Saints, I'm very interested to know what the thought process is and where it goes.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.